It feels like I'm wearing nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Oh. Stupid sexy Eve. What's up everybody, and welcome to the pinnacle of mutant blasting action, or so they say. I also like this remix of the original Blaster Master intro theme from 1988, it is spot on here. Jason Frudnick, a young luminary in the field of robotics, battled mutant forces beneath the Earth's surface, aboard the all-terrain, I'm gonna assume it says Battle Tank Sophia III, yes, and saved the planet from certain destruction. Alongside the waifu for lifeu, I mean support droid Eve and the mysterious lifeform Fred. However, when the dust had settled, mutant cells had begun to corrupt Eve. Oh, poor Eve, she doesn't deserve this shit. In order to save her, Jason developed the new G-SOPHIA for space travel. He believed there was a way to save Eve on her home planet, Sophia. During their perilous journey, they visited many strange planets. I hate it when the sentences are cut off like this, there's no period. And met fellow pilots of the Metal Attacker battle tanks. After tense encounters and ultimately working together, their bonds deepen. Yes, even Dickhead Leibniz got some love. With help from the pilots, they defeated the mutant master of the universe. No, it's not the universe. Super-dimensional space, Drolrevo, and Eve's corruption was halted. At the end of their journey, they parted ways with the other pilots. And Jason rebuilt his damaged tank into the new G-SOPHIA SV. That's so fucking metal. Actually, no it's not. That is the stupidest name for a tank ever. Before long, they arrived at their final destination, the planet Sophia. But we're going to reverse the colors and make everything look as garish as possible. However, a new crisis was already there, lying in wait for them. Okay, please get these bright colors off my screen. Oh! My eyes are instantly healed. They were attacked by Sophia's army, the Sophia Force, and G-SOPHIA SV was rendered inoperable. This is E10 by the way, they still got away with it. Jason, Eve, and Fred were captured and separated from each other. Why did they do this to us? Am I going to have to be called Blaster Masturbator now? No, where'd that joke come from? Before Jason could find any answers, the base where he was held suddenly fell into chaos, allowing him to escape and recover G-SOPHIA SV. The fate of Jason and Eve and the fate of the planet Sophia all revolve around the threat of the mutant scourge. But now, an interdimensional reversal of fate is beginning. Oh boy, fate! Somebody's probably going to die. It's Inti Creates. Somebody always has to die in Inti Creates games. I don't even know what happens at the end of this game still. It's bizarre. Oof, I finally got out of there. This whole place is on high alert, and I don't even think it's because of me. There's no way I could have gotten G-SOPHIA and my stuff back without a big distraction like this. What in the world's going on here? The entire base is in complete disarray. What? No one has time to worry about an escapee in the MA hangars. Evacuating the base needs to be top priority. Damn it! Eve, Fred, where in the world are you? Mutants? What are they doing here? On Sophia, the mutants are known as the MVM Dark Star Army. They've been driven away once before, but now they're back and on the move. Looks like most of G-SOPHIA's equipment is gone. Figures. How am I supposed to fight the mutants like this? Earth MA001 SV, G-SOPHIA Supreme Vehicle, an interplanetary all-terrain battle tank built on Earth. Most of its equipment was removed so the SF can analyze it. At present, the main cannon, Crusher Shot, and the sub-weapon Warhead Missile should still be operable. That thing's armor looks pretty thick, kind of like Eve. The Crusher Shot alone won't do much. Some Warhead Missiles should pierce right through it though. Using sub-weapons will consume SP. SP reserves are crucial to their use. G-SOPHIA SV's Gaia system converts shocks and impacts into SP. That's right, that means I can fall from tall heights to recover SP. If my SP runs out, G-SOPHIA will shut down and I'll be in trouble. On the other hand, I won't accomplish all that much if I'm stingy with SP. I just gotta recover some SP every chance I get. BMC3 adds a new mechanic to the series. Actually, if we're really thinking about it, BMC3 just adds a whole bunch of different mechanics. If we're gonna be realistic. But we're gonna start off with one, the SP system. G-SOPHIA now has two special bars. The orange bar is for your main cannon shots, and the blue bar is for your miscellaneous functions. Looks like I need to leave G-SOPHIA behind and go on foot from here. Facilities crucial to the base comms and surveillance are inside here. If someone were to crash the system, they could buy enough time to escape. The map on the subscreen will also indicate the presence of items. Whatever I do, this is the only way forward. Looks like I'm going in. The mutants already made it this far inside the base? If I hadn't grabbed my pilot gear when I escaped, I'd be burnt toast. Pilot gear includes the G-Rifle and the back-mounted R-Blaster Rifle. The G-Rifle has 5 weapon types that can handle a variety of enemies. Higher gun levels will increase the shot's firepower and rate of fire. The R-Blaster Rifle fires powerful sub-weapons with special properties. The Blast Launcher fires bombs that can destroy cracked walls. Item pickups are needed to recharge sub-weapons. My suit, weapons, even my broken helmet. He fixed all of it for me. Now they're the only things keeping me safe from the mutants. Please be safe, Eve. The top-down sections have also been spruced up a bit. Now Jason has access to all 5 weapons at the same time, and not the usual get these power-ups to get 8 weapons and then probably lose some of those weapons as a result of dumb playing. However, you'll still have to pick up the pink weapon capsules in order to increase the performance of the weapon. So, say for instance, I got the wave beam, it's back from the first game, and if you have the level 1 wave beam, it only goes slightly forward. It will do pitiful damage, and you want to get that increased as soon as possible because it's a death sentence if you don't. The same goes for the other weapons too, the shotgun, the striker, the whip. Goddamn the whip. Trust me, the full level turbo whip is like Simon Belmont and Zero had a child, and that child was a badass. Here's a puzzle challenge that is introduced in this dungeon. You have to use all 5 of your, well not all 5, but you have to use a certain type of weapon with a certain type of crystal in order to get a door open. This type of challenge is featured heavily throughout this game, but there are other ways through this dungeon, or throughout the multiple dungeons in this game that feature this type of challenge. Because Blaster Master 03, there are multiple ways to play this game. I'll explain it better in future parts, but if you're familiar with The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past or A Link Between Worlds, it's kind of, sort of, almost like that, but it's not. It's really weird to explain it, but again, I'll explain it in future parts. Enemy gauntlets are back, including the evil Vios faces that look like Zordon if he got dropped into a volcano. Jason, give me one blonde robot with attitude. Oh wait, he's searching for her. Fuck. Oh. Jason didn't shoot first that time. Ruined forever! Anyway. We gotta progress on without the tank. The map has been improved upon. There will be signs with little arrows on them, and the arrows that are clear, you can go through that area, and the arrows with the cancel signs, you can't go through that area just yet. That's a nice little enhancement, I'll take that. And speaking of enhancements, oh look, a gigantic pit I can't jump over. What should I do? Yes, that's right. Jason now has a hover pack. Say goodbye to breaking your legs in 16 different places. What in the world? It's like there's a crack in space itself. I wish I had time to check this out, but I gotta get back to G-SOPHIA. Checkpoints are capable of saving progress and summoning an MA. One could use them to teleport an MA from any location. Now, just because you have a hover pack in this game doesn't mean you can be cavalier. You can still die from falling down. But the addition of the hover pack in this game is much appreciated, and now looking back, I kind of wish that they added that in Zero 2 because some of those ladder jumps were bullshit. It's kind of like how San Andreas added climbing walls and swimming to the whole GTA series. It's just that extra step up. Make the game better. Looks like this temporarily increases my life energy. Sophia's got it all. This life energy guard even prevents the pilot's gun level from dropping. I should keep an eye out for these. I'll need them when things get rough. And things will get rough because this game is hard as shit sometimes. The energy guard make a return from the previous two BMZs, except they are radically different this time. Now they're disposable. What do I mean by that? Well, you can pick up multiple energy guards, and they'll go towards a secondary health bar. Over health, if you will. You can collect up to 16 hit points. If Jason takes a hit with the energy guard, his gun level will not go down. And on top of that, the life ups make a return. So if you play your cards right and you collect all the life ups with all the energy guards, you can take up to 32 hits before you die. Looks like another SF facility. The robot soldiers used by the SF were created to battle the mutants. There's an endless amount of them, and they will attack any outsiders. Going against them unprepared is a mistake one wouldn't soon forget. I wouldn't stand a chance against them with gear like this. I've strayed off my escape route too. I don't have time for detours. I need to get out of here ASAP. Get in there, you bitch! Sophia Force dungeons. Here's where some of the crystal puzzle elements start to come into play in these dungeons, as well as some rather viciously nasty enemies in these robots. I'm gonna run away from them. Oh, okay, never mind, I just fight these guys regardless. I'm too badass to run away. What am I, Shinji Ikari? The best way to fight these robot enemies is you toss a grenade at them, and then you use the turbo whip. The grenades will stun the robots and they'll stand still for a second, and the whip does massive damage. See, like right there. It even negates the guys with the shields. And if that's somehow not enough, Jason's also got another new move, this one being an invasive. It's called the spin dash. Jason will roll out of the way of incoming attacks. Now, this is not a Dark Souls or Code Vein type of roll where you're completely invincible during the animation, but it does stop you from getting hurt even more if you get out of the way. The spin dash is a replacement for the shift up attacker from BMZ2, and it's also very similar to Leibniz's spin dash from the second game too. And yes, I've been pronouncing Leibniz's name wrong in the second game when I played that one last week. It's not Leibniz, it's Leibniz. And apparently he was named after Gottfried Leibniz from way back then, the mathematician. I don't know where they got that idea, but okay then. You know what? I wouldn't put it past Leibniz at this point if he tried to kill Jason with math equations. Ah, Jason Frudnick. What is the circumference of the sun? I think Jason would probably know that by heart because he's a genius. Never mind. So down here is a life up. Oh god, beehive. And there's a whole bunch of unexplained cracks in space. We're about to get to that next part, or actually 2 parts from now because I kind of end the next part on a cliffhanger. But yeah, those cracks in space are very important. There's a bit more of this area left, including some rooms to explore. The tank in this game feels kind of heavier than it did in the first 2 Zero games, but not by much. You'll feel it on the wall jumping though. While getting back on the subject of this area, you have to backtrack to this area later on. In fact, you actually have to backtrack through almost every area in this game, at least one time. This game's theme is about reversal. The characters will even put an emphasis on the words reverse or reversal. Mainly because of the backtracking, but also because dramatics. The backtracking in this game is not bad though, because sure, you may be exploring the same level again, but those cracks in space, we're gonna get to that later, trust me. They lead to another part of the level that overlays with the current area, let's just say. I'm not spoiling it yet, but let's just say that Jason Frudnick will have a very interesting outlook on life after this final adventure. And yes, this is apparently the final game featuring Jason Frudnick as the main character. Where Inti Creates will take the series next is completely unknown, but for right now, this is the end of the trilogy. And it's a pretty decent ending too, I'm not gonna knock it. I'm kind of concerned about the ending, but it's good. Things turn out well at least. And hopefully Inti Creates gets the idea to make a Journey to Silius remake. Oh my god, they're never gonna remake that game. It's been like 30 years. So in other news, Grand Theft Auto 5 was re-released again. What is this, the 5th time in 8 years? What the fuck is going on? I don't need to play Grand Theft Auto again on current gen consoles, okay? I already have 2 versions of that. And that was a weird tangent that I won't get into right now. Let me get into that when I actually get to a Grand Theft Auto game. And hopefully not get slayed by copyright issues. One more dungeon to go into. The boss in there may be a bit familiar. Oh yeah, another change they made for this game, and it's kind of minute. Instead of pressing up to go into a dungeon, you have to hold up. Kind of a weird change they made, but okay then. The orange crystals will activate with the wave beam, the yellow crystals with the standard shot, green with the whip, purple with the shotgun I believe, and blue is for the striker. There are even icons on the doors to tip you off to what weapon to use to get those open. I'm sure this electric striker weapon is a reference to some other Inti Creates game that I'm drawing a blank on at the moment. I'm sure I'll figure it out later. If I'm honest, I'm going to lean more towards Way Forward in terms of modern platformers and side-scrollers. Come on, you can't beat Shantae and DuckTales Remastered. But you know, Inti is a close second too. Azuri Striker... Oh! Azuri Striker Gunvolt, that's where that weapon came from. Never mind. Gunvolt is good. What's that? Dragon Mark for Death, I've never played it, but it looks good. These games are great. There was another... Oh yeah, the Mega Man Zero games are, or at least 0, 2, and 3 are great. I'm not so hot on 0, 1, or 4. The ZX games are good too. Is that the Mutant Overlord? No wait, those are clones. Goaz is the Archmutant who led the Mutant Force that attacked Sophia. Even as mere clones, they aren't to be underestimated. With the blast counter at my disposal, I'll take them all on at once. The blast counter. It should be activated the moment an enemy attacks. The user will avoid the attack and launch a counter shot. No way I'm gonna let these second-rate copies slow me down. Warning! The layer of the second-rate copies, I mean Goaz are. Now these Goazes, or Mutant Overlords, they're very pathetically easy. You just use the blast counter when they're about to attack, and you just make mincemeat out of them. That wasn't even 10 seconds. Oh my god! You get a main cannon shot for G-SOPHIA, and that's the G-Crusher Shot Plus. It's a slightly more powered up version of the standard shot you have. And it drains SP, or at least the orange variant of the SP bar, so there's that. I'm going to be using this cannon shot a lot throughout the game. Jason has this bizarre new technique he can use whenever he gets out of the tank. During that little flip animation he does, if you press the shoot button, he can shoot harming. Yeah, Mega Man X. He can shoot homing shots. I don't really use this technique that often though. In fact, I used it once earlier and I don't think I did it again for the rest of the playthrough. Strange case. It's one of those power-ups I could just take or leave. Like, I really don't need Jason to flip out the tank and shoot enemies with homing shots, but maybe it's just me. We're about to meet up with an old friend, and it's not Eve. Oh god, when are we gonna get to Eve? No, it is Fred. Is that... Rivet? Fred! I can't believe you made it this far. Hold on, buddy, I'm coming for you. And you just get off the tank automatically here. Of course, Jason has to say Fred. If it weren't for Fred, Jason would have never met Eve. And we probably wouldn't even know what Jason or Eve would be doing at this point. So, let's get Fred and thank him. Another improvement Inti made to the series are ladder controls. Holy crap, does Jason actually snap onto ladders a lot more reactively now. And he jumps up these things pretty damn quickly too. Oh great, another long jump. Oh, I don't have to worry about this now, do I? Fred, are you okay? Rabbit? Fred is the support animal that acts as a probe for G-SOPHIA. Selecting Fred's icon on the sub-menu will warp the pilot to G-SOPHIA. Rabbit? I wonder what that secondary voice is. It doesn't seem to be Jason's inner monologue since Fred actually responded to it, so... what's up? Oh shit, I like the background of this area. Well, looks like Leibniz is dead. That's MA07 Garuda. No way. Leibniz! Well, shit, how did Leibniz save the Earth, then get to Sophia that quickly? The world may never know. And also, say hello to... oh, Sophia the Third. On the other side of this bulkhead is the exterior of planet Sophia. Which means you're finally here. You got here faster than I expected. That voice. So you're the guy who's been guiding me this whole time. I've been watching you closely. To see you're in your... What? Well, typos aside, you led me all the way here. What do you want with me? Isn't it obvious? Listen, escapee Jason Frudnick. I am the commander of planet Sophia. It is my duty to neutralize all possible threats to this planet. Commander? Then why? And is that a metal attacker? Correct. This vehicle's name is the Metal Attacker. Both the G-SOPHIA you have now and the Sophia 3rd you once piloted are all a part of the MA series, and this here is the original. Are you serious? Then you must be pleased to finally meet you, though I wish it were under better circumstances. My name is Kane Gardner. Kane Gardner? You're from the less popular version of my original game. Planet Sophia scattered the MA series across space to battle the mutants. This man is one of the engineers of the MA I found on Earth, Sophia 3. When Eve was in danger, he even sent Sophia 0 to help us. In a way, Eve and I owe him our lives. So why is he... Kane, please tell us, where is Eve? Why did you did this to us? Such a typo. That's enough chatter. On guard, Jason Frudnick. Warning, the hostility of Typo the Third, Nora MA01, Metal Attacker. Kane Gardner and his Metal Attacker is hard. You can actually beat him, but it's a hopeless boss fight, in which case you'll probably not win the first couple of times you actually try to fight him. Therefore, he's basically file. He's got a ton of different attacks at his disposal dating back to the original 1988 game. He's got the Thunderbreaker, which he's doing right now, and you can just run away from that. He's got the dumbfire missiles. He's got his standard cannon shots, again looks very similar to the 1988 game, and he's also got homing missiles. And the homing missiles are really good at tracking you. Jesus Christ, I'm about to die. I didn't die. Wow. Gah! Even an old model can still hold its own in a fight. I can't give up here. Please, just let me through. I'm normally not one to turn down a fight, but I'm running out of time. Okay, I switched channels. No one should be listening in now. What? Alright, now listen carefully. I came to make sure you escape. What do you mean? Our battle enabled me to put some battle damage on my Metal Attacker. Now the records will show that you fought me and got away. No one would be suspicious about an old model losing to a new one. You must understand that I have my own standing to protect. I couldn't just let a prisoner take an MA and escape without a fight. Then what's your reason for letting me go like this? As I said, isn't it obvious? My goal is your goal for the moment. Eve's held captive, and it's up to us to help her. Tell me where she is. Well, she's no longer being held. Things changed before you escape. Right after she was captured alongside you, she disappeared. What? Unlike you, there was no way she could have escaped. There's no way to describe it other than disappeared. At the same time, the Invam, the mutants, appeared all over Sophia. So the mutants really are behind all this. The heads of the SF suspect that Eve is connected with the mutants' revival. They think she revived the mutants? There's no freaking way! Eve is a support droid created to assist her MA in fighting the mutants. She would never help her enemies do something like this. It's impossible. As a support droid, Eve is not related to me by blood. But as a genetic model, I am like a father to her. We would never think Eve, our daughter, would do such a thing. But looking at the circumstances, we have to consider all possibilities. Furthermore, we have confirmed the presence of dimensional ruptures. Dimensional ruptures? You mean that crack in space I saw earlier? We're still investigating, but there is no doubt the mutants are involved. From Eve's disappearance, the mutants return, and the dimensional ruptures. It's hard to think that all three phenomena are totally unrelated. Eve. Just so you know, your escape was related to the events with Eve too. I was able to come into contact with you thanks to that. However, your transmissions did come through at very convenient times. Convenient, you say? Must be your imagination. We've got trouble. I've taken too long and now the reinforcements are en route. Take this with you. You'll need it out there. Leave everything here to me. Just make sure you escape. And here's the classic shot. Once you get outside the base, your receiver should pick up Eve's signal. Got it. However, on the outside, you'll be identified by the SF as an escapee, and they will treat you as a threat to planet Sophia. They will likely register your name attached with an official enemy code. Enemy code? That's the warning that shows up before a battle, right? Do you know the enemy code my MA's AI created for you when we fought? How could I possibly know something like that? Well, if you ignore the fact that it's an enemy code, it's quite fitting. Anyway, the next time we meet, I won't be able to go easy on you. Do you what you can to stay out of the SF site and search for Eve. Man, what is going on with these errors here? Shit, that's the third one this video. She may even pick up the signal from that's 4 errors. You or G-SOPHIA and contact you. The SF and I don't have that ability. I believe in the bonds you two forged. Got it. I'll find her, no matter what. Okay, from now on, we're enemies. Now get going, Blaster Master. This must be the ruins of a city destroyed in the last mutant attack. They probably used these ruins for raw materials and rebuilding, so I have a hunch that this place isn't completely abandoned. But still, there are lots of places to hide from the SF around here. Did Kane have that in mind when he guided me and G-SOPHIA out of the base? There's no way he planned all that, right? This is Eve's location data? I'm seeing two signals, though. What's going on here? Both of these signals look like Eve's, but something's still slightly off. Eve! Eve! Please respond! Ribbit, Ribbit? Ribbit. No response. Guess I'll have to rely on the location signal for now. I should probably check the signal's location on the map subscreen too. Okay, that's going to be the end of part 1. Tune in for part 2 where hopefully we find Eve. Still can't believe they snatched her off screen. Like, what is wrong with people? God damn it.